Time now for the word on Wall Street. Top investors watching your money. Joining me now, Mendon Capital Advisors President and Chief Investment Officer Anton Schutz. Also with me here is Ryan Payne. Anton, good morning. We're going to start with you. We're seeing a sell-off in the futures market. They're going to be trading until 1 p.m. Eastern time. Stock and bond markets are closed today, obviously for the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. But the Dow is pointing down by 439. S&P and NASDAQ lower as well. European markets are selling off this morning. All of this on this tariff threat, this new one coming from President Trump. There's the FTSE, the CAC 40, and the DAX all in the red. So President Trump is threatening a 10% tariff, an additional 10% tariff on European countries that oppose his proposed acquisition of Greenland for national security purposes. European leaders are warning of a downward spiral over that move. We're going to hear much more about that at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland this week. Maria is going to be reporting there live beginning tomorrow. She is going to speak with President Trump, Treasury Secretary Bessent, and industry leaders. Anton, first, I want to get your take on this market reaction that we're seeing. European markets again selling off. So the markets obviously do not like this newest threat from the president.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, markets hate uncertainty. And if you go back to April, when we had the first tariff volley, the markets really hated it and went down dramatically. And obviously, they've bounced back as a lot of things have been walked back. And we've been more rational about how we do things. Look, it's a negotiating ploy. He's in Davos. He'll see a lot of European leaders while he's there. At this point, the Supreme Court is supposed to rule again on something tomorrow. We'll see. We've all been waiting for a ruling on IEEPA. So, can he or can he not actually unilaterally impose these tariffs? We don't know. Market doesn't know. And I think until there's some more certainty, the market's not going to like this at all.
No, I'm glad you brought that up again, because you're right. We do have a Supreme Court ruling tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We just don't know. The court never tells us what those decisions are going to be. But, Ryan, the Trump administration reportedly is set to announce big plans allowing Americans to use retirement funds to purchase a home. White House National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett first told Maria about it on this show on Friday. Watch this.
The president will put the final plan out in Davos next week, going to allow people to take money out of their 401ks and use that for down payment. We're still talking about the mechanics of it, but suppose that you put 10% down on a home and then you take 10% of the equity of the home and put it in as an asset in your 401k. Then your 401k will grow over time as the value of your house grows.
Once we get through April 15th, households will likely spend at least 70% of their nearly $200 billion 2026 tax fall.
I think that's about the right number. That you're going to have the biggest refund season ever, which is going to be a significant positive stimulus for the economy.
So, Ryan, you've got that macro story as far as the economy, but what did you make about his comments regarding Americans being able to dip into 401ks and use that money towards a home purchase?
It feels a little messy to me, because then you have some of your equity locked away in a retirement plan, which you can't touch at the very least, 59 and a half, right? That's a long, long time horizon. And look, the affordability is a big problem, right? If you look at housing prices, they've gone up over 50% since the beginning of the pandemic, double the inflation rate. And if you look at the actual people that can buy homes now, the median age is age 40, whereas it used to be people in their 20s back in 1980. So, I think they're coming up with lots of creative ways to get the housing market to start moving again, but it doesn't address the underlying issue. And that is the fact that we have a huge housing shortage in this country, something like 4.5 million homes. So I think something along the lines of how do we build more homes, whether it's on federal housing, which I know is a very bipartisan issue. I mean, both parties agree with that. I think there's got to be ways to look at creating more supply, because we just don't have it. Since we had the great financial crisis, builders just stopped building at the same rate. And now you got all these millennials that used to live in their parents' basement. Now they're like, the oldest millennial's like 45 now. They want to buy homes. You've got to build more supply.
Well, again, this is going to be a major announcement that the president is going to be making at Davos. He's going to be talking about his housing affordability plans. A preview coming, obviously, from Kevin Hassett with Maria on Friday when he broke that news with her. But the president says he would prefer to keep the National Economic Council director, Mr. Hassett, in his current job. He praised his work, but he casted doubt on his chances to become the next Fed chair. Fed Governor Christopher Waller, former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh, and BlackRock executive Rick Rieder are still seen as top choices. The bond markets are closed today. Treasuries did end the week higher on Friday. The next Fed meeting begins January 27th. But, Anton, what do you make of this? The next Fed chairman. At this point, seems to be pointing to Kevin Warsh. Ryan made the point that's what the betting markets are looking at. What do you think?
Well, look, at the end of the day, all those candidates are very well qualified. And, really what the Trump administration wants is lower rates, right? And I think that whoever they're interviewing is going to have to be on the same page. That's why they want to appoint them. Obviously, we look back, Trump did appoint Powell, right, back in his prior term. So, if you think about it, rates lower, short-term rates lower, it will happen. It may not happen until we have a new Fed chair. But they really want to push long rates lower, and they've already done some things through Fannie and Freddie. We've already seen mortgage spreads tighten, and we've seen rates below 6%. We've seen refinance activity happen. So, that's a key part of it. We've had two economies, right? We've had an equity market that's been roaring, and we've had a home market that's all of a sudden stagnating because people can't afford houses. And I think that's a real important thing for the midterms. I think both parties obviously want to be behind this, but one way to achieve it is to lower the cost of housing. The easiest way to do it is push interest rates lower.
Absolutely. No, and that $200 billion bond from Fannie and Freddie, that purchase, and then obviously, again, I was telling Maria this on Friday, you talk about a 50-year mortgage, talk about portable mortgages, you talk about the idea that came from Kevin Hassett on Friday, the president's idea, to be clear, about, you borrow against your 401k, but then you take the equity out of the house, that goes back into the 401k. All of these, I think, are fascinating ideas and could be really good for housing. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot that's going to be at stake at that address to Davos on Wednesday. Anton, thank you for being here. Ryan, you're going to stay with us all morning long. Appreciate it, guys.